Third, I just realized like the O in Am I the Asshole? You can't see the art. Blessed for you, but it's actually meant to be like a puckered butthole. Anyway, by the way, this episode is sponsored by Azure. Automate machine learning to increase developer productivity with Azure. Get started with 12 months of free services. Use code Hardcore History for your free audiobook download. Am I the asshole for wanting my girlfriend to work out more than just legs? Apparently, they've already spoken for us here. Let's see. Me and my girlfriend have. By the way, I like to judge by the headlines to begin with, okay? Are you an asshole for wanting your girlfriend to work out more than just legs? Not necessarily. I mean, I feel like you could have someone's best interest in mind and want them to work out more than, just one muscle group. But I have a feeling that there's some weirdo energy coming off of this. Let's see. Hey, Fishy Hat, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. It's not going to buy you influence in React Court, but I appreciate it. Me and my girlfriend of 2 years regularly go to the gym. She started recently, and she seems to only do leg workouts, and we barely interact with each other at the gym because I like to work on my whole body. Who cares? So the other day, I asked if she wanted to work out with me so we can have the same workout routine. That's when she replied with, I don't want to, as she continues her only legs workout program. I'm already interrupting myself. I apologize. You're at the gym. Who cares? Wait, you don't work out together? You go to the gym together. You're not, joined at the hip. You can spend time apart for like an hour or 90 minutes or whatever, and then just meet and, get a smoothie and go home or something. Like, I don't understand why you got to be in the exact same area of the gym nonstop. But anyway, I tried to name some benefits of working the entire body by saying you'll see progress on your legs way faster if you include your upper body so your legs have time to recover and rest. I know she wants to be in her peak physique, but she thinks peak physique only means having a big butt. I personally care more about her other muscles improving, such as her chest and back. Now, I don't mind her body right now, as that's the body I fell in love with, but I just wish she didn't take the advice the wrong way. Is this guy stupid? I just don't understand. Look, this is what happens, and I've kind of been there. I haven't been there for a while, but when you get into lifting, if you get semi-serious into it, you stop using your normal brain, and instead, the first thing you think of when you see people is like, oh man, look at like the striations on their deltoids. That's crazy. Oh my God, look at like. You can actually see like the separation between the different muscles on their shoulder blades. Like that's insane. So like instead of just letting your girlfriend, build up a legendary dumpy, what are you talking about when you say I'm more concerned with like the muscles in her chest and her back? I don't mean to be rude. Like I actually agree philosophically. It makes sense to work out your whole body, but to get so anal about it, if you'll forgive the wordplay, just seems a little bit silly. And instead you're like, dude, I know you're probably going to other forums and you're like, dude, chicks are so stupid they don't even care about their lat spread. But like in the real world, you messed up. You messed up in a big way. I feel like there's no convincing her without putting it in her head that she's not good enough, which she 100% is in my eyes. You're like a psychopath. There's no way to. Am I the asshole for coming up with the idea to psychically manipulate my girlfriend to get her to work out her chest? I haven't spoken about it since that day because she seemed super irritated when I gave her reasons to work out with me. A broken watch is right twice a day. Am I the asshole for giving her advice and wanting her to work her full body? This is something that comes up in almost every Am I the Asshole post where OP is an asshole, is the story here does not lead to the conclusion, logically speaking. There's so many details here that, like, if you just had the sentence, oh, I guess I'm a dickhead because I want you to have healthy muscles all over your body. No, you're maybe... I mean, I don't even know if you're a dickhead here so far. I just think you got a little bit of a weirdo energy, and maybe you've taken the gym pill a little bit too much rather than caring about your relationship. But This is also the asshole classic, which is you know you're the asshole if you've made 5 edits to try to clarify or fight back. Edit. I think some of you are misinterpreting what I meant, which is your fault. I didn't constantly tell her to work out her full body. I only gave her simple advice that I would take from somebody else because I was afraid of being by myself in the gym. We only had one conversation about it, and I left it at that ever since. Also, when I say she started recently, I mean she started at the beginning of the year. Hey, that's 8 months ago. That's not like... I thought it was like a month ago. She's been doing this for 8 months. No wonder she's taken a little bit more offense, because on top of being... you know, maybe advice she didn't want to hear in the first place, she's also got her own expertise to some extent. I'm nothing but proud of her and her accomplishments, except for this one thing that led me to make this post. This conversation only happened once. You've mentioned that. For those who keep using the words keep on. Also, does it help that I was having this convo with a smile on my face? Lol. Final edit. Thanks for the feedback. I didn't expect so many comments. Just a heads up, me and my girlfriend are extremely loud and incredibly close, and the topic wasn't as harsh as you guys think. It was a one-and-done convo. She was irritated at the moment, but brushed it off. Legs for days, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. So the moral of you guys' feedback is don't give unsolicited advice. I'll keep that duly noted. Girlfriend only works out legs, and oh, this is the TLDR. This is, I mean... Look, the energy radiating off of the post, I'm not a huge fan of. I'm realizing now, though, this is pretty low-key. Like, this is, you know what the problem was? I wasn't on top posts of the week. This is top posts of the day. So we're actually, you know, this is like a spark, and we're looking for a raging inferno. So let me go top posts of this week. Wow, low-key. And, you know, as soon as we got our warm-up out of the way, here's the inferno, okay? Am I the asshole for not allowing my employees to keep tampons or pads in our bathroom at work? I'm just eager to see what the result could possibly be. Or, like, what the reason could possibly be. I've got to know why you would say no. Please tell me it's not... period gross. Little background. I manage it. Oh, okay. So you're not even the owner, but like, let's not go there yet. Oh my God, there's so many edits. Holy crap. Okay. Little background. I manage a retail store for a relatively smallish company. It's only got 70 or so locations. I currently have 2 female employees on my staff in their early or mid-20s. I am a male in my early 30s. Yesterday, I found a box of tampons in the bathroom at our store. Our store only has 1 bathroom, so by default, it is also our customer-accessible bathroom. Some of our stores, just by nature of whatever the building was used for before we bought them, also have employee bathrooms, but ours only has 1 single-person bathroom that is on the sales floor. One of my female employees had left them in the bathroom. I informed her that while there's nothing wrong with keeping feminine hygiene products at the... I've got no problem, in principle, with feminine hygiene products being left in the bathroom, but I'm just not sure it's a great fit for our bathroom, personally. She said, they would need to be kept in the office and could not be kept in the bathroom. She said that she thought that was sexist. I told her that it has nothing to do with the fact that it's a feminine hygiene product, but because it's a personal use product that we don't want to have kept in the bathroom available to our customers, and that if a male or female employee wanted to keep a razor, toothbrush, deodorant in the bathroom, that would be prohibited as well. She said that's not the same thing, as those are all personal use products everyone uses, not just women. Okay, here's where I get myself into trouble, okay? You know how I came across at the start of this, okay? I thought it was an employees-only bathroom. Especially, I thought, you know, that it was a women's bathroom, and as a result, having that stuff in there makes perfect sense. If it's a bathroom that's also used by customers, I don't care, sincerely. If I walk into a bathroom and it's just covered in anything, if I gotta go, I gotta go. I don't mind. I think the argument to analogy about it being the same as like a toothbrush or deodorant is a little bit different. Like, you know, it's not like your armpits start leaking blood if you don't have the tools necessary to handle them in the moment. But I can, at least it's not as bad as I originally thought, which was that this manager was like, please don't change, your feminine hygiene products inside of the women's bathroom. Tweet from NL, I would like to apologize for my words. Twit longer link. Anyway, I'm just saying it's not as much of assholery as he's not overstepping his bounds to the same extent, I would think, that I originally thought it would be. My other female employee understands this policy, doesn't see anything wrong with it. The male employees aren't really relevant to the situation, but I would wager that they agree. That's not really a data point that you can use, I think. Can you do that? I haven't asked them their opinion, but I would wager that they probably agree. Also, like, who cares? And putting myself in the shoes of a male employee, I think I absolutely would not care at all. I would be like, I'd just put it in there, man. Doesn't bother me. I haven't discussed them with it because it doesn't seem relevant. The upset female employee, however, finds it to be sexist and wants to discuss it with HR, which I told her I would be more than happy to facilitate a conversation with concerning this. While this is not a documented company policy, I feel as though it's common sense to not keep personal hygiene products in a place customers will be and that HR will agree. I don't think so. I mean, I think it's possible that HR might agree, but I don't think that means that HR is right. I mean, I think that just means that HR is trying to do absolutely anything that could minimize the odds of like a batshit insane liability or like some kind of psycho going into the bathroom and being like, boo, tampons! I'll never shop at Fry's Electronics again. I've always had a reputation as being one of the better general managers in our company. I haven't asked anybody about it, but I think they would agree, especially in terms of low turnover and high employee morale. I don't want my employee to feel as though she's being discriminated against because she's a wonderful person and a great employee. But I just don't see how this is sexist. Well, who's using the tampons and who's not, I guess, would be my question on that one. I can see your point that men don't really have an equivalent male-exclusive item, but I don't see how that changes anything in this specific instance. Am I missing something? Okay, here's the edits. Here we go. You know, and I hate to do the King Solomon. I always do the King Solomon on this stuff, right? Would it be possible to maybe, like, what if you installed, like, a little cabinet below the sink or something like that? And then you could have an area that maybe the employees could put stuff in, and then the customers don't have to see it. And if they start like opening up the cabinet, that's their own problem. Like, that seems totally fine. I mean, how much does it take to install a cabinet? What, like $25,000? I'm joking. Okay, sorry. This isn't okay. You know what annoys me about people don't know how to argue, okay? And it pisses me off. I apologize for the rudeness, but they don't, in order to get their point made, instead of strengthening their argument by making another point, they just repeat something that they got across earlier and try to get a second bit of argument strength for it. Number one, this is not a female bathroom. It's a single toilet unisex bathroom. It's the size of a closet and has a toilet and a sink. Yes, you've mentioned that. Strike it out. It doesn't matter. This is like when you're watching Impractical Jokers and they're given a presentation and they click the slide and there's like one of them's naked lying in a bed. They're like, that's Sal's bed. You're like, I gleaned that. Click, that's Sal's. I'm walking on Sal's carpet with muddy shoes. That's Sal's carpet. I know it's Sal's carpet. It's implied in the way. That's his dog. I know, okay? You already said this stuff. You don't need to restate it. This is not my business. So installing a tampon or pad dispenser, which I 1,000% support, is not remotely my decision. Look, okay? It's not that there's tampons in the bathroom. It's that they're not locked in a vending machine. That's the problem. They're just there. Anybody could grab them. A kid could take them, shove them up his nose. You know, pretend he's Larry David from season 7, Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you just put it in like a little dispenser and you could turn a crank and then they could come out, then it's fine. My employee did not intend the tampons for use by customers or other employees. I asked. Again, I don't see how it's relevant. This seems a bit like a straw man to me. I'm not objecting to the tampons because I don't understand how periods work. I'm grossed out. But because it could really cause problems if an auditor comes in and sees what they will see as a personal use product left in a public area. I can't verify that this would actually happen, but it seems insane to me. And again, I don't work in business inspection. But I do look at like the Vancouver restaurant shutdown list. I've never seen one that said, because they transparently released the information. They've never, in my entire life reading them, I've never seen one that was like there was wrapped tampons in the bathroom. Usually it's no hot water, rat infestation, no hot water. There's a lot of no hot water. I don't work in this. I'm just saying, can they, no hot rats? Yeah, exactly. But like, how, I just don't understand the argument that you could like have, like toilet paper is fine. And like a garbage can that's full of people's snot or whatever is totally fine. But like a wrapped Tampax is like, that's across the line. I know people are going to be like, auditors are crazy. But I need like, I would need to see like a specific example there. Yeah, you're right. It sounds like it's like the tampon Gestapo is coming around. Is it, are you harboring any Tampax? Yeah, they're just on the counter. They're just on the sink. Okay, I'm not objecting because they think they're gross or whatever. Edit, just a couple more clarifying points. This has been a pretty split decision so far. In all ways but the literal. It is a very small store. Have I mentioned the size of this place? The tampons make up a large amount of the density of the store. We've already established the bathroom is very small. The store is so itty bitty. The tampons are so noticeable. Like you gotta move around them just to get down the aisle 10. There's no cabinet under the sink or space for a There's no space for a cabinet. I refuse to believe this. I don't buy it for a damn. What do you mean there's no space for a cabinet? Well, you don't have floors? How do you just open a mail slot and stick your you know what in and then pee in the toilet? I don't understand. It's so small. The only places to put anything is the floor, on the sink itself, or on top of the toilet. That being said, a proprietary wall-mounted dispenser could work. It's not possible to mount a cabinet. But a dispenser could theoretically work. Something that holds tampons could not fit unless it also had a large metal crank on the front of it and a coin slot that you could put a quarter into. Otherwise, it's not possible to put any kind of mechanism that could hold these things. I'm not permitted to make changes like that to the facilities. I will bring up the option with HR. The office is roughly 10 steps from the bathroom at most. They are right next to each other. Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. We have 1 or 2 employees on shift at a time. If there's 1 employee, they're encouraged to place a pre-made bathroom sign on the store's door and lock the door, no question asked. I will readily admit my examples were not a good comparison and not well thought out. In my 4th edit on my 2nd edit. Okay, now this is an appeal to to his hurt feelings. To the people saying I'm an immature misogynist, insecure in my own masculinity, who's grossed out by menstruation and tampons, you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm just not. I've always been perfectly comfortable with my SOs and female roommates, keeping whatever they need wherever they need it. It's just that the sanctity of a Fry's electronics, it's just different, okay? In your house, if you want to keep that riffraff around, go by all means. Tampons, open drugs, whatever. Pretty much on the same level in my eyes. The sanctity of the corporate environment. Is it too much to ask that we just treat it with the respect and decorum that it deserves? I will update this post after our conversation with HR, which has already been scheduled for tomorrow. Posted 6 days ago. Okay. I mean, look, we have fun here. I don't think, based on this post, and you know, you're only getting a thin slice of a person's life. I don't think that he's an immature misogynist, insecure in his own masculinity. I do feel like maybe he's putting... I mean, let me put it this way. He's got a little bit of a Dwight Schrute energy to him. Like, he clearly takes the station of his office as one of the general managers at this relatively smallish company very seriously, and is upset about anything that could possibly move up the chain and reflect badly on him. That being said, I really don't... I mean, maybe... I was going to say maybe I'm the asshole, but I don't think that's true. I just don't see the problem. It's one of those things where I'm like... When something's this minor and people are like, well, people might complain if we do it. I'm like, well, just why don't you do it? And then if people complain, we'll talk about it. And if people don't complain, then you got nothing to worry about. Just chill out, Poindexter. Like, there's nothing to worry about. I agree. I think it's kind of making a mountain out of a molehill. This is North America. So, like, I'm not saying this is just an American thing, but it's so fucked up, like, how scared companies are of their customers. I mean, I guess in a way it's a good thing, but, like, you know, I think within reason. Like, you shouldn't be in an environment where, like, the company is just bending you over, but instead it's like, you know, the manager is worried, like, the most insane person on earth will walk into the bathroom and be like, you reminded me of my menstrual cycle. I spend $15,000 a month at this Applebee's and I'm never coming back now. Like, it's just disgusting. There's children here that could see the pad with the wings on it. And then how are they supposed to eat their infinite jalapeno poppers with that information? Like, it's just, I mean, I guess I kind of feel for, like, I feel for the manager to the extent that he feels so scared of both the tampon auditor and, like, his own customers. Like, that sucks. But at the same, I think you gotta kind of... I'm torn on this one, because I am also like, I don't know where I'm at on this one. I think he's more in the wrong, and I think, quite frankly, his fixation on a dispenser being okay, but a cabinet not being possible. Like, you know, you could just make I mean, I'm not saying he should do it, but you can get, like, a custom-made cabinet that's only, like, you know, is to the size that you want it to be made. They make itty-bitty ones, much like your bathroom. They make enormous ones, much like some of the other stores, but not yours, as you've made very clear. I think if you just do that, you're fine. But I think you got to be careful, because if you're like, it doesn't bother me, but it could bother other people, you got to figure out, like, where you stand on that. If it's like, you know, having, like, your butthole out when you're at work, I could see his point that some people might take offense to that, even if it wouldn't bother me. But in this situation, I think that it strikes me more as something that he's like, I don't like it, and I'm going to, like, gaslight you into thinking that the average person on planet Earth out here is, like, going to be super offended by seeing this stuff. I think he's my hunch, and I'm just one person, is that he's using a fictional average person as a substitution for his own aversion to this for whatever reason. That's my 2 cents. But I do also feel, yeah, it sounds like corporate's kind of stinky. So I don't think he's a huge asshole. I feel like he's a bit of a, I don't know. I mean, for a situation that's so minor, I feel like if you're a good manager, you got to stick out your neck for your employees instead of sticking out your neck for a customer you haven't even met. It may or may not even exist. By the way, build on your terms from anywhere. Microsoft Azure sponsoring this episode. Am I the asshole for blasting copyrighted music? Anytime somebody tries to TikTok video on the bus or train, I am on to get them strikes? As somebody who is a social media content creator, no. Just based on this, not the asshole. Despite being a content creator, I guess it's literally an asshole move. Don't get me wrong. But if it doesn't concern you, I guess. Yeah, wait, I'm coming back on this. That being said, you know what? I made the classic am I the asshole Redditor mistake. I agreed with them that the people he's being an asshole to are annoying and assumed you can't be an asshole to annoying people. I appreciate that I was called out by chat there. That being said, I get annoyed, when people are filming social media stuff in public, even as hypocritical as it is. But let's see. I've done this at least 6 or 7 times, but the most recent time made me curious. So, some girl a few days ago on the bus I ride regularly had her friend take her phone out and start recording for TikTok, and I quickly started playing Disney music, then asked them to stop because I don't care for being recorded. She lost her shit, yelled at me, called me an asshole, told me to turn the music off, and even tried to get me kicked off the bus when I refused. I turned it back on every time they tried to record, purely to make sure they could get copyright strikes if they tried to upload. So here's the question. Am I the asshole? Yes, I was in shot. They were filming from the front of the bus, and I usually sit at the back. You didn't have to tell me that. I knew you were a cool guy. Cool guys always sit at the back. I should have noted this. Several other people on the bus were annoyed with the 2 girls running up and down the aisles with their filming. I wasn't the only one. I don't have this music on my phone. I jumped to YouTube and played a video. Not sure why I need to clarify this, though. That's fine. You don't. I did ask them nicely a single time to stop, or at the very least record with me behind the girl with the camera. I was ignored. I'm kind of with Chet where I'm like, I don't totally believe that this story happened. But I will also say I've ridden the bus, for several years in Vancouver. Some shit that you would think is fake goes down all the time. People just ripping open bags of like spring mix and digging in with their hands and stuff like that. I got cyberbullied IRL because the bus got I'll give you the cliff notes. Our bus got clipped by a drunk driver. We all had to get off the bus in order to make sure there was no damage. We all got back on the bus. I was the last person on the bus, and I sat in one of the seats at the front that is prioritized for the elderly and people with mobility issues. And then somebody at the back of the bus just started yelling at me and just went off for like 20 minutes and was saying some stuff that I will not repeat to begin with. But if we're going into the am I the asshole, I still maintain I'm not the asshole. You don't have to give up. You don't have to abstain from the seats until somebody comes on. Like if there's, 12 seats like that, you wait, if you can at least, you wait until somebody comes on and then you go, I'm the first person to stand up. Even when, just when a lot of people come on the bus, I'm like, I'll stand up. Because I just like standing, man. I sit down all day. But anyway, they're not for those passengers only. It's for those passengers when they're on the bus. Anyway. Yeah, people, they want to make problems for no reason. Anyway, long story short. It's long story done, I guess. But either way, edit 7, the seats on the bus were blue. I'm not sure why this matters. I'm not sure why I was forced to make this edit. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, okay? I really thought this said, yes, I was shot. I mean, if they're being kind of belligerent, you know, if let's assume this happened at face value rather than selectively discounting stuff that feels like it's fake. If we take him at his word and he asked them politely to stop or at least allow him to get out of frame and they ignored it, then I don't feel like he's an asshole. If he said that he did that because it makes him less of the asshole, then he's kind of an asshole. It does say he's done it 7 times, which is genuinely hilarious. I just can't imagine. That's like, TikTok's only really been around for like 2 years. So you're telling me that he's doing this like, you know, once every 4 months or something like that. But it is also ignorant to film in public, especially like it's not like they were filming like a vlog or something, which can still be annoying, but it sounds like they were like running up and down the aisles. That's annoying. I don't know. I'm kind of like I'm kind of in the everybody sucks here camp, I guess. I kind of want to see some more comments. Let's see. He's got 7 teardrops tattooed under his eyelid. Well, not under his eyelid, I hope. Okay, so here's the classic, okay? Your bus, your rules. Maybe you're an asshole, but the people who start recording on public transportation deserve what they get. This is exactly where I started. I think we can move from there. They deserve what they... I don't know if you could ever say you deserve what you get. What if he, like, you know, smashed him in the kneecap with a tire iron, gave him the Tanya Harding? Not the asshole. People can TikTok all the live long day, but they need to be mindful of other people's right to not be involved. I agree. Okay. LOL, as if they cared. I know them personally. This happened to my buddy Eric. We're all most likely in 1 TikTok per day without even knowing it. We're as if they cared. Source, dude, just trust me. We're all most likely in 1 TikTok per day without even knowing it. Source, dude, just trust me. 146 upvotes, by the way. Not the asshole. People need to be more respectful of people around them. So much this. You're genius. Definitely not the asshole. TikTok is the asshole. Updoots, really? Wow, updoots? Thank you so much for the gold kind, stranger. Info. Were you actually in shot or was it an option to move seats to be out of shot rather than blasting music to annoy the whole bus, not just those filming? Why should he have to get up and move seats? Why should they inconvenience everybody else? Well, look, you're not going to love this, okay? Because it's the fucking bus. It sucks. Like, it's great. It's cheap. It goes to most of the places you want to go. But you got to be around other people. That's, you know, it's a public space. That's kind of the deal. Why should I ever have to change my life for anybody else? Not the asshole. Sure, no, maybe the comments are not that good here. Good for you. I'm sick of this crap in public places. I haven't left my house in 6 months, but in my head, it's just constant. You can't even walk to the grocery store anymore without tons of these freaking Zoomers with their TikToks out, leaving their tampons everywhere in public places, wrapped up in sanitary paper, haven't even been opened yet. It's crazy. Okay, I had to scroll for a bit. I'm going to go and this is finally one that agrees with me. I'm going to go and say everybody sucks here. Filming TikTok in public areas is annoying, but they also have to understand people around them won't want to be filmed or that there are copyrighted materials all over. They suck for that, but at the same time, blasting music in public transportation is really annoying and obnoxious. I would have been annoyed with the both of you. That's, I think, if you put yourself in the mindset of just the other people on the train, instead of just having to deal with some annoying teenagers. Now you've got two annoying teenagers and then also a Reddit, Cairo Sejiro, who is like, I'm going to be the train defender by playing a whole new world by Disney and starting a fight on the bus. Like, it happens now and then on the bus or the train. People will do like asshole stuff. I am so thankful that whenever like I'm on the SkyTrain and somebody says like, I remember one time I was on the SkyTrain and this dude just kept going like, the people getting on the SkyTrain with their fucking backpacks. You gotta take your fucking backpack off and put it on the ground so there's room for every. And he was getting like, and I just kind of like looked to my left and looked to my right, and I was surrounded by normies who were just going, we know how you deal with this situation. You don't go, excuse me, sir, can you not use so many cuss words on the train? You just, wait till your stop or their stop. This is a run out the clock situation where you get annoyed and then you talk about it over cocktails later. Anyway. This also, like, I don't feel bad because I don't think this story happened. That's my 2 cents, is that I'm not totally sure that this story took place in the real world. But am I the asshole for refusing to go to a concert with my wife after she called the lead singer her dream man? This all depends on the band, as far as I'm concerned. If it's like 30 Seconds to Mars, then we got to have a conversation. It's Bono? Oh, no. It's Sugar Ray? That's even worse, man. Okay, please tell me the band. I got to know. My wife is a big fan of rock music. Crazy. About a month ago, she started going on about one of her favorite bands and how cute and talented the lead singer is. Of course, that's no problem. I'm not jealous of a random celebrity. However, she then proceeded to tell me this lead singer is her exact type and her dream man. She even said at one point, if only he wasn't married, but tried to make it sound like a joke. Okay, look, that's pretty bad. Like, you can say, like, oh, they're cute, they're attractive, like, etc., etc. But when you take it a step further than that, if it depends on how it came across, okay? It depends on how the joke came across. You don't have to be insecure. Like, if somebody was like, oh, if only he wasn't married, I'd totally be into that. Or if only I wasn't married, I'd totally be into that. I don't think that in every situation you could just be like, oh, flip the script. Like, what if the husband said that about, like, Paramore or something like that? But in this situation, because it strengthens my point, I'm like, what if you flip the script on this one? For context, this man literally could not be more different from me. I'm on the bigger side, mixed race, short hair, and the musician is a skinny white dude with long hair. I'm just laughing. I didn't expect that there would be a race component here, but okay. I know she didn't mean it to be hurtful towards me, but it kind of stung to hear straight up how different I am from her dream type appearance-wise, and her comments brought up some insecurities that I thought I'd gotten over. It wasn't a big deal, so I didn't let her know this upset me at the time and moved on from it. Turns out the band is coming to our city in a few weeks. My wife originally wasn't able to get tickets since they're so expensive, but this morning she texted me her coworker bought tickets but can't make it and is willing to resell the 2 tickets at a much lower price. She called me to confirm that I would go with her and she should go ahead and get the tickets. I took a minute, but I said, oh no. Honestly, I'd rather not accompany you to a concert where you're just going to be fawning over your dream man the whole time. Ooh. That's one that clearly you've been turning over and over in your head in the shower for like 3 weeks. And it just, sometimes just the most venomous kind of message can come out of your brain fully formed, and it's clear that you've been thinking about this way longer than the person who casually asked the question. That's cringe. I don't say that word often, but that's a little cringe. Clearly the wound had been festering. But by the way, also owned. Great line. Like you turned it around on her, and you turned it around on her in a position where you have leverage because apparently she needs your permission. So clearly someone here has read The Art of the Deal. She seemed totally shocked by this and responded, "Why are you making this about you? We talked it out for a bit, but I didn't back down and told her I'm not interested in going. She can, of course, take a friend or someone else, but I simply don't feel like going with her." This upset her a lot more than I thought it would, and she came home from work nearly in tears, asking why I'm being petty and selfish by not going with her. She said the lead singer is just a dumb celebrity crush she was rambling about, and it makes no sense for me to be taking it personally and making this an issue between us. I told her I'm not mad at her or trying to... Honey, I'm not trying to start drama with you. You're my wife. I don't want to start drama with you. I just would prefer not to accompany her to this particular show. We haven't talked since last night, and I don't really feel like apologizing. Am I the asshole for not budging on this? Edit, for everybody asking, the band is Tame Impala. I'm not cool enough. Tame Impala was getting popular, like, right as I stopped listening to any song that came out from that point forward. So, as soon as Real Estate came out with Beachcomber, I was done. I was like, I'm full. Lead singer kind of looks like Jesus. Okay. Does he talk like an animal? That you remember when you... Yeah. Talks like a gentleman, not like an animal. What am I talking about? Anyway. Look, I don't like the Killers either. I'm surprised, okay? Because I think the judgment is not the asshole. Keep in mind how I started with this, by the way, was by saying that I think she went a little bit over the line. But I think he's definitely the asshole. Like, he took... You know what this is? And you can really, like, make Am I the Asshole posts as I think you should leave sketches. This is a guy and his wife go to a magic show. The magician humiliates the guy. The wife stokes the guy's insecurities, and then the guy goes back on stage and goes, "I make 10 times what you make." Well, you wouldn't know it from that suit. You ruined my life. It's just, I think his response, his feelings were hurt, but your feelings can be hurt, and then the action you take as a result of that can be not commensurate with the slight that led to your feelings being hurt in the first place. And just because maybe the first stone was not thrown by you, that doesn't mean that you're not the asshole for the way that you responded. However, I don't even think he's like a huge asshole for saying, I don't want to go with you to a concert where you're just going to be fawning over your dream man. I think that's an asshole move, but if he at least, with the benefit of hindsight, what appears to be like 18 to 24 hours later, if he had just been like, "Hey, I'm sorry that I hit you with a nuclear bomb when you asked me if I wanted to go to the concert, but my feelings were actually hurt by all the things that you said about the lead singer in the first place," then it would be cool. But then there also would not be a post, because instead he has gone to Reddit and been like, "Am I the asshole?" So I think if the longer this situation goes on for, the more that you're kind of the asshole here for sure. Like, the fact that you haven't, I mean, like, she's not gonna like leave you for the lead singer of Tame Impala, okay? And if she does, you can get like a lot of play on like the talk show circuit, get interviewed by Pitchfork and stuff like that. You know, like, you got an avenue to exploit there. It's just a concert. It's good. Just take her to the concert, and then like it's fine. Like, I don't know. Who cares? I just don't. I guess I get that his feelings were hurt, but when you look at it from a rational standpoint, I'm just like, why don't you just apologize to your wife, go to the concert? They're a well-liked band, right? Are they good? If it was Imagine Dragons, I'd be like, hit the gym. But, like, get over it, man. I guess it's... And by the way, this, not to the same extent, but this happens to me now and then. Kate will watch like a K-pop video and be like, "Oh, G-Dragon's so hot." I'm like the anti-G Dragon. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, what do you. If Big Bang came to Vancouver and she was like, do you want to come to the concert? I would be like, let's go. I know this, so they go, hey. They're going to think I worked there, but, that's fine. What the hell is G-Dragon? He's a bad boy. He smoked marijuana in a Japanese bathroom. It was a big controversy in 2011. Because in South Korea, pop stars don't do bad boy stuff. They're like the way that they're bad boys is like by having an earring. Whereas in North America, if you're like a bad boy, you'd like, throw a TV out of your hotel room window or something like that. In South Korea, it's like he took a puff of a joint in a Japanese bathroom stall. Anyway, yeah, okay, there was that one guy. He got sentenced like a couple years or to a few years in prison last week, right? Anyway, that's not a bad boy. That's a bad guy. That's two different things. The bad boy is like a veneer. He's just a bad person, okay? There's a distinction there. I want to see the comments here because it's always more fun to look at the comments when you disagree, right? Let's see on this one. I already know, and I hate to like hand wave this away as if it's not like a real problem. By the way, 42 may be the answer to life, the universe, and everything. This, dude, so much this. But when it comes to your team's processes, you need a platform that's customized to your needs. On Monday.com, you can build the perfect project management tools for your workflows. So much this, man. I already know that my assumption is that some of the comments that are up near the top are going to be things that are like, not the asshole, she way crossed the line, your feelings were hurt, etc., etc. But I don't know, maybe it's difference of opinion, maybe it's difference in perspective, but I am also kind of like, if your feelings get hurt and you're gonna like fester on it, you also have to take some responsibility for not telling her that at the time. If you really were bothered by something and you're gonna let it simmer and build resentment and then come back with like an uppercut later when you get jabbed slightly, then you had a responsibility that you messed up a little earlier to be like, hey, that's over the line, at which point you wouldn't have had to worry about it at all, because she would have been like, oh, I apologize, and then it's always easier in hindsight, but I'm actually super surprised with all the you're the asshole here. It's not like you're preventing her from going to the concert. I, too, think of every dispute that happens in a marriage as, being a set of pros and cons, and it's more of like a tort law dispute as opposed to, two individuals with responsibilities and commitment and feelings. It's not like she can still go to the concert. She'll just not be able to enjoy it at all because she'll be thinking about the fact that, her husband is mad at her for being at the concert. You just don't want to go with her. I can understand how it may be a bit hurtful to hear your wife constantly go on about wishing she was with someone else. It doesn't matter if it's a complete fantasy, that would never happen. Saying someone the exact opposite of you is her exact type sounds harsh. Maybe she didn't mean it that way. Maybe you wrote it in a way that reflects as poorly on her as possible. Or maybe not. But I don't think it's unreasonable for you to be hurt. Let her find a friend to go to with her. Agreed, but often the replies are from children who shouldn't even be allowed on the internet. I feel bad they're even allowed to be giving ratings in this sub. Or the replies are from relationships where they shared celebrity crushes without the SO getting jealous. Oh, man. I'm 18, and this is what the real world is like. So many kids, so many 8-year-olds logging on to Am I the Asshole, writing essays about how they should solve their relationship problems. Not the asshole. Your feelings are valid. You're not being malicious. Can I? And again, I could be wrong. This is where I consider myself superior to most of the comments, to be honest, is that I always like this. This is not me coming from on high, giving my objective viewpoint of how things go. Is just my giving my opinion in 2 cents, okay? I'm not saying this is definitively the right way. I think if your wife says, "Can we go to this concert for my favorite band?" and then you reply, "Honestly, I'd rather not accompany you to a concert where you're just going to be fawning over your dream man the whole time," that's malicious. Because this is a comment designed to get back at someone because they hurt your feelings. Like, you're like, this is not like what you say when you want to come to a solution. This is like, I'm going to get back at you because you made me feel bad. So I'm going to like flip the script on it. He should have said, yeah, after he said that and she started to cry, he's supposed to go, "Who said that?" to try to like diffuse the situation a little bit. You ruined my life. Okay, hold on. She's blindsided and upset now because your legitimate feelings appear to come out of nowhere. Yes. Correct. I disagree with this part, but I totally agree with this part. If your feelings were hurt, you should have said something about it then. I mean, again, perfect world, but I'm surprised by all you're the assholes. I'm fairly certain if it was a man fawning over a female celebrity and his wife was uncomfortable, no one would call her an asshole. Let me think about that for a second. Because I flipped the script and now he's flipping the script on me. All right, I'm willing to cede that point. I think if you flipped the exact same situation, he would come across like an asshole. But there is also and again, this you get yourself in trouble with this one, but still, what the F, man? I'm just saying, the cultural norm, I think, and again, I could be wrong. The cultural norm, it's more normal for a wife to talk about her celebrity crushes than the husband. I don't know why it is. I didn't create the culture. I'm a participant, actively feeding into it as time goes on. But it would be like a wife being like, "Oh, my celebrity crush is like Antonio Banderas." That's like something that doesn't cross the bounds of normalcy that happens all the time. But if I was, and it wouldn't make me uncomfortable if I was like having dinner with, if I was on a double date or something, and then my friend's wife was like, "Oh, like I love Joel McHale," I would be like, "Okay, that's normal." If he said, "Yeah, I want to fuck Allison Brie," I would be like, "Okay, maybe we should just calm down a little bit. All this talk about community everybody's getting heated." So this whoopee cushion is this whoopee cushion's gotten everybody too excited. That being said, I'm not saying that that's right. I'm simply saying that one of them fits more with the culture and one of them fits less with the culture. Whether or not that's valid, is a different point altogether. So I'm not sure there's a situation where you can flip the script, but anyway, I am stunned at the number of people who are like, "You aren't stopping her from going to the concert." Yeah, like, you're not restraining her from going to the concert, but like, you kind of are. You're like, in a psychological sense, like, you really think that she's going to be like, "Okay," and then like, "Hey, Jenny, come to the concert with me," and like, she's going to have a great time watching her favorite band? She's not going to enjoy it knowing that this is something that's driven a wedge between her and her husband. It's an ultimatum without having the courage to offer the ultimatum in the first place. She could still go and just have terrible memories wrapped up with it. Like, come on. Not the asshole. For you to have so many differences in appearance to the singer and her outright saying that he is her exact type would make anyone make the connection that you are not her type. You have every right to take it personally. Agreed. And then we're flipping the script. However, I wish that there's like one implied sentence here. Well, yeah, actually, you're right. There's a couple of things. One is she did marry you. So, like, you're probably like kind of her type or like one of her types. For one. And then also, I was waiting for the like, you have every right to take it personally, but you should have talked about that in the moment rather than spend 20 showers concocting the perfect comeback if this situation ever came to pass. But instead, we get the script flip again. But not the asshole. Why would she say this to you? Your feelings are valid. I wouldn't want to go to the concert either. I'm surprised at all the YTA comments. This is one of those it's easy to judge when it's not you situations. Look, that might be true. But look at the subreddit you're on. I mean, that's kind of what it's there for. Hey, I've been married to my wife for 20 years. We had one argument. You know, let's distill it down to 3 sentences. If I had to guess, remember the post that was like, this is why your kids don't get along. Oh, actually, their father died in a traumatic accident when they were young that drove an emotional wedge between them. Don't care, didn't ask, plus your kids are ugly. Like, this is what this subreddit is made for. I'm happy to... Look, comment deleted by user. They probably got cyberbullied. User was cyberbullied for this post. I'm happy to see someone else who thinks everybody sucks. This kind of fantasy crush and sharing it with your partner is not uncommon or unreasonable. OP's wife messed up, actually hurt him. Maybe it was unintentional, probably. Okay, I would hope to agree. And then he messed up by pretending to himself and to her that it was no big deal, when in fact he was quite hurt by it, and it brought up insecurities for him. Good. So far, so good. So far, I agree. So she's in the wrong for going on and on about her crush to the point where it hurt OP's feelings, but OP's in the wrong for sweeping those feelings under the rug instead of talking with her honestly about them and then blindsiding her with them when she had the rare chance to purchase tickets and needed to act fast. Too reasonable for Reddit right now. So much this. Your wife loves you and doesn't want to hurt you. If she didn't give you a crap about your feelings, she would have just shrugged off your statement and said whenever and gone with a friend without batting an eye. But she does care. Your words are not the only thing she's listening to. When you say you can go, but I won't come just to watch you fawn over him. What you're communicating is, I feel like you've chosen him over me and I don't want to be faced with your feelings for him. If you go without me, it'll just solidify for me that you care more about indulging in this crush than in being with your partner. This person is better than me at the React court. They're even more articulate than I am. So yeah, you're wanting to assuage your feelings by setting aside a rare chance to... You're wanting her to assuage your feelings by setting aside a rare chance to see a band she really loves instead of just doing a little introspection and admitting you have feelings and talking to her honestly about them, even if it's hard to put into words and you feel stupid. OP, please take ownership of the piece you could have handled better. In most conflicts, there's a little blame to go around for everyone. Apologize for the way you brought this up. Apologize for not telling her when she first heard your feelings, but tell her her words were hurtful and that you do genuinely feel she must not find you terribly attractive. If you accept her apology, the two of you can figure it out. How do you give awards on Reddit? This is like... Madman Max 224. I'm not... Congratulations, or I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm not going to read all that. I'm not sure she actually cares about his feelings based on her response. Like when she came home in tears hours later, like a total bitch. And when she didn't walk through the door with a six-pack in her hand and be like, babe, I'm so sorry. You're totally right. I shredded the concert tickets. Like, clearly she doesn't care about your feelings. I'm not sure she actually cares about his feelings based on her response. It was immature and insensitive. It's clearly bigger than some dumb celebrity crush. I wasn't there. It was clearly bigger than the celebrity crush based on the vocabulary. And honestly, it's genuinely hurtful to see someone you love express their desire to be with somebody else. Yes and no, I guess is what I would say. Like, look, so I'm getting stun locked by like anonymous teenagers on Reddit, but I'm just like, I just don't understand that it's like so over the. It seems like she made a joke that just like went too far, and what she shouldn't have made it, but he also shouldn't have been like, everything's fine. It's not, I'm like a big, strong guy. Nothing hurts me. And then years later, well, no, maybe days later, be like, you screwed me. You've wounded me. And now now that you're showing me some vulnerability, I can get back at you. The fact that she was surprised due to his lack of communication aside, her overall response was childish and incredibly immature. Every comment has reversed the situation, and I doubt you would rule the same. Man. It played the Uno reverse card. Yup. Then she had the audacity to accuse him of trying to make this about him when all he's doing is expressing his feelings. He isn't telling her not to go, just that he doesn't want to spend hours watching her ogle over her obsessive celebrity crush. Fuck that manipulative shit. So dramatic, man. I'm fine with an everybody sucks here, yeah. I think that her joke went too far, as we said when we started this. But also simultaneously, I think that, you know, he clearly then went too far in the other direction. Everybody sucks here, and you're not based. You're reading it dramatically? Look at how it's written. Fuck that manipulative shit. That's the TikTok explainer voice. I can't do it without losing a piece of my spirit. Okay, slash marker, react court. We got a lot more react court left to go here. I was originally thinking we could hit up another subreddit, but I think I got stun locked so hard we've only gone through like 2 posts. we got some more meat to pull off the bone here. If I could figure out how to get back. Okay. Oh no, there's a not safe for work one coming up. Oh no. Am I the asshole for disinviting my younger daughter's girlfriend to our family dinner because it upsets my older daughter? There's absolutely no way you can get out of this one without being the asshole. Originally, I read it like, am I the asshole for disinviting my older daughter's girlfriend to our family dinner because it upsets my younger daughter? And I was like, yeah, but like maybe if your younger daughter is like 5, I could at least see you having a thought about it, even if it makes no sense to me. And it's kind of like your job as a parent to teach this stuff. But seeing that they're 28 and 25, I'm like, hold on, let's see where we're going here. Okay. Am I the asshole for disinviting my younger daughter's girlfriend to our... this is not even... Let's ignore the girlfriend part, okay? Like, the fact that maybe this is... you know what? This says something about me, because I was assuming that it was, like, based on some degree of homophobia. But maybe not. Maybe she just doesn't like her. But even still... You know, we can't be uninviting your children's significant others to a dinner. Anyway, let's actually read it. Okay. Good point. I have 2 daughters. It's a Japanese whiskey. Let's just call her Whiskey. Whiskey and Allie, who is 28 and 25. Whiskey is currently staying with us, so her dad and I can look after her while she's being treated for depression after breaking up with her boyfriend of 5 months. Okay, so they have added a little... It's not just like, everybody was fine, and then I introduced the problem. Okay, let's take it from there. So the older daughter's staying with them because she's recovering from depression. It sounds shallow, and I can hardly believe, like, oh, no. Because she's... recovering from depression. It sounds kind of shallow, and I myself can hardly believe she crumbled like this over a guy who she dated for only a relatively short amount of time, but for whatever reason it hit her hard. the mental health expert has logged on. It's been a difficult time for us. Even with therapy and medication, she's lost a lot of weight and still cries almost every day. Allie has been with her girlfriend, Kara, since January. We never met Kara in person because they live 2 states away. We've spoken through video calls. Kara's a very sweet person. 2 weeks ago, she sent us a cake as a gift. You give him a shovel because he's digging. Whiskey didn't say anything, but I later saw her crying, and when I asked why, she said it reminded her of the time when her ex-boyfriend was the one giving us gifts. She couldn't eat for 3 days after that, and we were so worried we went back to her psychiatrist, who increased the dosage of her medication. Look. Let's just keep reading, okay? Next week, my husband and I will be celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary. This is in when you go, the whole audience claps. And Allie will be flying home so we can have a family dinner. She asked if she could take Kara with her so we can finally meet her in person. I said yes. When I told Whiskey about it, she didn't say anything, but spent the most of her following days crying. When I talked to her and asked what's wrong, she said that she felt like dying every time she remembers that her ex would have also gone to our anniversary dinner if they didn't break up. She told me how she felt guilty all over again and how their breakup was her fault because she raised issues she was not comfortable with, and that if she just kept quiet, that they would still be together. Her psychologist told me this is a recurring event for people who are depressed. They can get triggered by the smallest things. They blame themselves. Okay, with that in mind, I decided maybe this isn't the time to meet Kara, since Whiskey is emotionally unstable and we don't know what could trigger her. I told Allie I'm sorry, but I don't think our anniversary dinner will be a good time to have Kara over. Allie got upset and said it's embarrassing to have to explain this all to Kara and that she feels I'm playing favorites. She said that she and Kara shouldn't have to make adjustments just because she broke up with her boyfriend. Did I do the wrong thing? This is all fucked up. This is just not a good situation. It's definitely, this is not like the fun, am I the asshole? Where I was like, I tried to control another adult's life. Am I the asshole? And people are like, no, your house, your rules. This is one where, like, I don't necessarily, look, I don't, and you're not going to hear, this might be the first time I've ever said this. Like, I don't feel comfortable, like, passing judgment, like, on anybody in this situation. It just seems bad. Now, do I want to read the comments to see what kind of code of Hammurabi shit the top comments have come up with to I do, but I don't want to do it on camera. So I think we'll probably just move on to the next one. But you know what? That's a tough one. I don't have any information to add onto that one. I almost is how not safe for work could a text post be, okay? Am I the asshole for exposing my husband's swinger lifestyle to his family? I'm just going to put it off camera for a second, okay? Just to see, because if it's just like he swings, whatever. If it's like he likes to put his blah in the blah and then go blah, 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 like maybe I'll skip it, but it seems fine. Okay. I have been married to my husband for 5 years. My husband's family are your typical snotty Catholic mega religious people. My husband is not religious, but still remains respectful of their beliefs and has always lived his second life in private. You can do that. You can be a swinger and not tell your grandma. Haven't you heard the random rules? No one should have 2 lives. Now my middle names are wrong and right. I joined a dating app with the sole purpose of finding us another couple or even a unicorn. Chat, can I get a little help on this one? A unicorn is the swinging term for a bisexual single woman. Okay, thank you. Because who doesn't want a relationship? Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Now I feel like I'm up to speed here. Thank you for the education, chat. It's so horse with the horn on his head. Oh man. Well, if you can find one of those, geez Louise, we are living in the future. This was my husband's idea. Usually we go to parties where we feel safe and not judged. I'd never use a dating app, so I posted your typical what I do for work, what movies and music I like. I identify as bisexual, so myself and my husband have shared a few women and never had an issue. Well, on the app, I guess some girl who knows my husband and his family saw me. They confronted me in front of everyone and accused me of cheating. His aunt said horrible things about me. I tried to tell them he knew, but he didn't back me up or say anything. The argument got even more heated, and that's when I exposed us. I told his family everything, how we've shared other women, slept with other couples, and even that they've babysat while we did this. I believe that was the asshole part. My husband felt that I disrespected his family for saying that, even though he didn't stick up for me while they called me, I don't even want to say it, among other things. Now his innocent, holy reputation is ruined, and he says because of me, he can't show his face to his family. Am I the asshole? Hey, see, this is more fun. I don't think she's the asshole at all. Like, what's the alternative to this situation once she gets called out like this, if he's not stepping in to protect her, with the truth? The dude should have stepped. The dude didn't even have to say like, oh, we're like swinging or whatever. He could have just been like, yeah, I knew, bullshit. You just come up with something. You didn't have to like shoot your whole load, pun intended, I suppose. But like, she also could have said that. I don't know. I would be mad that I was being thrown under the bus by like the only person who can like get me out of this jam without me exposing their secret. He could have just told his parents or his family to like mind your own business. He is 27 years old. That's okay. She didn't have to say all the stuff that she said, but simultaneously, I'm like, I think she was kind of getting back at him for being silent, and I gotta say, you go, girl. Then also, you can't be mad about what people do when you babysit. You're not a paramedic. It's not like, oh, you called me for this. Like if you were going to see like some shitty movie, you'd be like, well, that's one thing, but you guys were practicing an alternative lifestyle. I'm not looking after your kid anymore. It's just, if you were going to see Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings, that would be one thing, but you're going out here you're getting involved in all this dirty stuff. Are you defending yourself? Yeah, because I'm trying to get a babysitter so I can go see Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, man. I haven't missed a Marvel movie opening weekend since, like, I don't even know. I think since Doctor Strange came out. It's been a while. Not the asshole. And you know what? I mean, that's a perfect ratio right there. Not the asshole, 69%. Also, I do kind of feel like her and her husband have made a mistake here simultaneously as well, Like if you want to keep it, I don't know. I have no experience with this, but I'm like, if you want to keep it private, then maybe don't make a public dating profile. But simultaneously, your husband should have backed you up. No problem there. Anyway. Not everybody sucks, though, I think her husband sucks. She's not the asshole. Am I the asshole for asking my boyfriend to cancel dinner with his son and daughter-in-law because I was specifically not invited? If these come up all the time, like, it just makes me realize that, like, I guess I have good friends and, like, nice family members. Never in my life have I ever seen a situation where they were like, please don't invite, your significant other. Everybody is just treated as like a package deal. You can't invite one without the other because they're a unit, you know? This is crazy. Anyway, boring, boring. We've seen it. Am I the asshole for not wanting my boyfriend's kids to come over anymore? Oh, I love a wedding one. How could this happen? Am I the asshole for refusing to give up my dream wedding dress, though it means my fiance's family will not attend? Am I the asshole for refusing to give up on my dream wedding dress, though it means my fiance's family will not attend? Maybe it's revealing. Let's see. Oh, baby, there's some edits. I'm in a lot of turmoil right now, and it feels like everything's falling apart. Now, you've sufficiently made me feel guilty for trying to mine this for humor. But moving on, I have never had a great relationship with my future mother-in-law. It isn't terrible, but I can sense that she doesn't like me. My fiancé is very close to his family, so there's been some tension. I didn't invite mother-in-law wedding dress shopping because our relationship is awkward, but I thought I'd show her a picture to make her feel included. My dress is a beautiful, flowy, beachy dress, but not technically a wedding dress and could be ordered in color. I bought it from a small local boutique that we both love here. Mother-in-law said that I can't wear that dress because she bought the same one for her 50th birthday, which is 2 weeks after my wedding. Is this really worth breaking up the family over? Mother-in-law does have the dress, though, in a mint green color. There's enough detailing that it is clearly the same dress, and she has the receipt to prove she got it first. Okay. Lavish birthday parties are a thing in our circle, so I know she has invested serious time and money in this party. I said that I'm still going to wear the dress, despite the fact that I could easily return it with no loss, because I didn't do this out of malice, and I love it. Mother-in-law says if she wears it 2 weeks after I do, everyone is going to think she's pathetic and copying her son's wife. I said, sorry, but peterparker.wave, I missed the part where that's my problem. This is so good. Everyone has gone crazy since I said that. His entire side of the family and the friends mother-in-law invited have all backed out of the wedding, so like 15 people, and it will be noticeable. His sisters were supposed to be in the wedding party on his side, but dropped out and have blocked him on everything. They blocked him? They blocked their own brother on everything because his fiance is going to wear the wedding dress that his mom's going to wear to her 50th birthday party? That's crazy, man. Oh my God. I glanced further. His stepdad won't talk to him and says he regrets raising him, and he isn't this can't be real. He isn't a real man because a real man would stand up for his mom. His bio dad is even on mother-in-law's side, which doesn't surprise me because they are good friends, but he called us up just to shame us the other night. My fiance is hurting and found out his family had a big beach day and invited everyone but him. He called mother-in-law and they talked, but didn't come to a resolution. She said if I refuse to do the right thing, the only answer is no one going to her party can go to the wedding. He tried calling sister-in-law and found out she blocked him. He is mad at me now and feels like she had it first. Okay, so that's the end before the edits. This is insane. Let me just start by saying let's assume it's real because that's the only way we can ever discuss these to begin with. The fact that this is an everyone sucks is hilarious to me. I want to make sure that computes. This is because okay. So when I scroll down, I see not the asshole eventually won out. I couldn't imagine this being like a plurality of everybody sucks here. Because look, I hate to say it, there's a hierarchy of events, okay? Wedding, pretty close to the top of the list. Maybe there's some other stuff up there. Surgeries, child's birth, admittedly, funerals, of course, yes, but wedding is close to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. New Isaac expansion, et cetera, et cetera. Wedding is high. It's near the top. When you have it, you're like, this is the only one I'm going to have. Whether that ends up happening, this lady appears to have had a couple herself, so maybe she doesn't treat it with the decorum that it was designed to have. But either way, 50th birthday, I'm going to be honest, like, it's probably in the top half. It's more important than your 51st, it's more important than your 47th birthday, but it's way below wedding. Like, it's substantially below especially like your first wedding. Maybe people don't want to hear that, but like, if a friend of mine had been divorced 5 times and he's like, I'm getting married this July, I'd be like, we might skip this one. I'll catch the reboot. So like just getting that, the foundation of it out of the way. Who cares? Like, isn't it like you're already rich, clearly? Can't you just like shut the fuck up? Who cares? She gets to choose whatever dress she wants to wear. It's her wedding. Everyone would agree on that. Oh, sorry, you can't wear this dress to your wedding because I'm wearing it to my 50th birthday beach party. That's just idiotic. You can wear whatever you want to your wedding. You can wear whatever you want to your beach party. If you get annoyed that other people are going to be like, oh, you're copying your daughter-in-law, then you can buy a new dress. Especially because you still got the receipt. This is not like a first come, first serve situation. Like, I got dibs, I bought it first. The wedding trumps a birthday party. It's the rules, man. Also, your family or your husband's family is insane. This is idiotic. Normally, when I read these, I'm like, people need to talk more. This is one where I'm like, you've been done like an incredible service by the fact that these people want to remove themselves from your life. They did it without you having to do it. You get to maintain like the moral high ground. And you know how many times you could talk to like 98% of the Earth's population, and if you were like, yeah, they blocked their son and brother on everything because I was going to wear the same dress to my wedding that they were going to wear to their mom's 50th birthday party, people would be like, that's crazy. You could farm that for attention for the rest of your life. I think you've been given a glimpse into the future and an incredible gift. That's my take on this. See you. Look at this cute baby. I do need to see. I mean, like, I'm assuming this is one where I don't want to click on the comments because I'm like, I think they're all just going to agree with me. But I would like, let's see the first everybody sucks here. There's got to be one. Like, I know it's going to be, you can wear whatever you want. Okay, they seem to agree. Pass. Everybody sucks here. All of you sound difficult, except possibly your SO, who's caught between a bunch of self-righteous, entitled people who don't care about the damage they do. I can't believe it's the second comment down. The mother-in-law is difficult, but so is OP. You could have been the bigger person and gotten another dress. Seems like OP chose it to make it more difficult and is a bit of a B-Tidezilla. 1.2 thousand upvotes. You should help your fiance out and not wear the dress. Get a different one because you're ruining his relationship with his family. And yeah, they're being assholey, but he loves them and you're driving the wedge. This is all she did was she's being so B-Tidezilla is a bridezilla. It really doesn't sound like she's being a bridezilla for wanting to wear the dress that she picked out. And her whole family blocking their own son and brother because of the fact that the woman that he's going to marry is going to wear the dress that they're going to then wear to a birthday party later is a substantial degree of magnitude above just wanting to wear whatever dress you actually chose for your own wedding. Okay, she did say that's your problem, which is very funny. But maybe she could have said it in a nicer way. It is their problem, but still. It would have been better if she sent the picture of Tobey Maguire, though. Um, Everybody sucks here. To be honest, you kind of walked into this one by purchasing a non-wedding dress from a local boutique that the two of you both like. You should have just gone to like some kind of industrial wedding store. You could have taken a flight to Spain and bought a wedding dress there or something like that. Happens all the time. This is what you get for shopping at the same store. Honey, you reap what you sow. There was always going to be a distinct possibility of something like this happening. Maybe you can suggest going dress shopping with your future mother-in-law to find her a new dress for her birthday. That sounds like that's going to be a fun time. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that brunch. It seems like there's... Oh, 50th birthdays are kind of a big deal. Not like a wedding, but a significant milestone. So I understand she wants to look nice for it. And there's probably still a good chance a large number of the guests of the birthday will have also attended the wedding. And she's not totally out of line for thinking people might say she copied you. And this is where you say, but who gives a shit at all? Clothes are meant to be worn. You could, I mean, why don't you just tell them the truth? I bought it first, actually. Did you know? I actually bought it first. Or, what if you just said, you know, she looks so good in it, I thought maybe I would pick up one for myself. Or just go, haha, yeah, anyway, moving on. We closed the merger last week, and now our bank account's grown by like another 8 figures. Like, I just don't understand why this has to be such a big deal. But again, you're the one buying your wedding dress from a non-local bridal boutique, so you were running the risk of buying something that other people would want to wear to non-wedding events. And as you know, clothes, as soon as you take them off, they explode. The concept of wanting to wear this, whenever I go to H&M, which is where I buy many of my finest outfits, I buy an $8 t-shirt off a rack where there's 15 of them, put it on, pay for it. 2 weeks later, I'm wearing it. If I see somebody else wearing it, I say, listen, buddy, what the fuck do you think? Is that basic M from H&M? Burgundy basic M? I'll have you know, today's the day. There's 35,000 of them being worn in Vancouver right now. It's on site, buddy. Don't you know I'm wearing this? And I'm only 3 months away from my 33rd birthday. Oh, it's the 10th anniversary of your bar mitzvah? Yeah, well, my mom... is celebrating her uncle's birthday next Friday. It's just crazy, man. Like, who cares? You're wearing the same. They're meant to be worn, I guess is what. It's just. I mean, if you are like this, if you get wealthy and you act like this, you're actually just stupid. And I don't apologize for saying it. Like it seems like they got it all together, like from a financial standpoint. Just fuck off and enjoy being rich. Canapes in the garden, you know, people bringing around cocktails to you while you talk about dumb shit nobody cares about. Just enjoy your life. Why add this needless drama and be miserable like people who have real struggles? It just seems like you royally screwed up if you can be wealthy enough to care about this and then you also care about it. It's like a simulatory problem. It's not a real stress. Which I know is rich coming from a Twitch streamer, but I'll be the first person to tell you I'm a bit of a hypocrite myself. I'm something of a hypocrite myself. I missed the part where that's my problem. Not the asshole. I'm finding this hard to believe. Absolutely. I do agree with that. Everybody sucks here. You're all sacrificing relationships over a dress. No one here is in the right. I love the idea that you could just fix this by ceding to an unreasonable demand. No matter how thin the paper is, it's still got two sides. Can't you see you're in love? And then I feel so bad for your husband. He's torn between the worst human beings of all time and the person he chose to spend the rest of his life with. How can I choose? It's not possible. All I know is that I'm completely innocent in this situation and had absolutely no role in how it played out. Oh my God. It's going to give me like an aneurysm, man. I'm scrolling. Oh man. Yeah, we got like 18 minutes here. It's so good. We can finish off with like top of the week we want plates, but I think we got a couple more here. Am I the asshole for wanting my boyfriend to get a better job? This is a weird one because usually the headline makes them seem like there's no way they couldn't be an asshole. But I'm like, hey, wanting someone to get a better job, not asshole. The way that you say it or the reason that you say it might matter. My boyfriend and I have been dating for a year, and it's been going mostly good, except he doesn't make much, and I have to pay for everything not related to basic necessities. We don't live together at the moment, so he pays for his rent, car, food, and that's about all he can afford. So, he does pay for things. Like, I mean, I get that you're saying he only pays for like the basic necessities, but it's, I mean, when you're knocking out your rent, your car, and your groceries, like you're doing okay. Whenever we go out, I have to pay for all the date nights, trips, and even gas for road trips since he can't afford anything but the basics. He makes $28K as a meat packer. I make $94K as a data engineer. Okay, I mean, there's a disparity. I don't care that he makes less, but he makes so little that in our area, he can't afford much besides to go to work and go to sleep. If we want to go camping, I have to buy or rent all the equipment, pay for gas, pay for the park fees and camping. You can tell that they're in love. Otherwise, we can only sit at home and play video games or cook something together, which we do, but I don't want to do that every weekend. Here's what I'm going to say, okay? What she's writing is not nice. That's obvious. Like, it's not a kind thing to write. That being said, if they are in love and she wants him to have some extra ambition, I could understand it creating the conflict. But that's one paragraph, okay? I know it's not so easy. You don't strap on your job helmet, go into Jobland. This is just the preamble. We don't pass judgment yet in every situation. Let's see what happens from this point onwards. The other problem is he doesn't have much motivation to get skills or get a better job. He worked for the meat packers after finishing a semester at culinary school, but he only did that because his dad is a chef. I don't think he's depressed or anything like that. I've known him since high school, and he's always kind of been this way. After high school, I went to college and dated guys also when working. They made more and had more motivation, but they were flaky, and I just wanted someone they can sleep with. He is actually someone who wants a family, but now I'm worried about how we can be compatible in marriage when he isn't motivated to better himself. Also, I don't want to carry him financially through the marriage. This is a tough one. My friend has an auto body shop, and he likes to hang out there. I've been searching up mechanic courses and sent them to him, asking him if he's interested. He got mad at me, saying I was judging him for not having a fancy job, but he was happy with his current job, that he can just go there and go home, and he doesn't want to go to school or put anything more into what he just considers a means of survival. We got into a fight where I told him I'm finding it harder to see a future for us when I have to pay for everything in the relationship. He told me I'm just going to have to accept him or GTFO and stormed out. Well, hey, this is another one that seems like it just kind of sucks. I don't think people are going to necessarily agree with her, but I think she's being fair in the sense that, like, you know, it seems like her future idea of what she wants her family to look like is not possible given, you know, the job that her partner has. So I think she's kind of basically coming to the terms with the fact that they're incompatible. Yes, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying they should break up because I don't know, like, any more about their situation. All I'm saying is it seems like he's like, this is the life that I want to lead and I'm happy with it. And she's like, we can't have a family like this. And then maybe they should not be together then. Thanks for your responses. I realize it does bother me. It does bother me that I'll have to pay for him if we continue. So I'll let him know tonight we have to go our separate ways. I was attached for nostalgic reasons. Just had the talk. Weirdly, he was shocked I told him I wanted to break up. Told me he thought we actually had it, but I ruined it. Told him I'd rather ruin it now than be unhappy. He sighed, got his stuff, and left, feeling kind of relieved, actually. That was good ending. Now, do you have to... I always wonder in these situations, do you go to your significant other and then go, the internet told me to break up with you? Apart from that, I'm like, this seems like the exact outcome I would have thought makes the most sense here. Temporarily sad, but then possibly positive from that point onwards. Babe, they said you're the asshole. Wonder what the votes were here. You're the asshole 50%, not the asshole 27%. I guess, it's cowardly not to pass judgment here. I don't know. Like, I don't see her as being an asshole here. I see her as wanting something different. I don't think she... Look, would I be annoyed if I felt like I was being nagged to get a better job? And then when I was hanging out with my friend at his auto body shop, she sent me a link to go to mechanic school. I'd probably be a little annoyed. Yeah. I would take the hint, let's put it that way, and be like, I'm offended, I guess. But it sounds like they were two people who knew what they wanted and didn't want to compromise, and then they broke up. All I'm saying is if they flipped the script and the wife wasn't making that much money, but the husband was bringing home $94K, do you think Reddit would have said, you're the asshole 50%? Or do you think they would have said, you're carrying some dead weight, she just wants to leech off of you, and, if she doesn't have any ambition, then she's the asshole. Just throwing that out there. Just offering... I've acknowledged that when you flip the script, sometimes it makes my opinion look worse. I think in this one, you must acknowledge it makes my opinion look a little bit better. Am I the asshole for... We can only choose one more. Am I the asshole for contributing to one of my children's college funds and not the others? Hold on. I'm going to look at 3 and choose one. I think that's a great idea. Preferring one child to another. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for calling security on student parties, even though I know they'll be charged for the disturbance? I'm not going to do this one because I can tell, without even reading it, I'm like, you're not the asshole. If they're making noise late at night, you can't sleep, then you call security on them. What are you supposed to... Just go to work tired so that they can go, woo, until 4 a.m. Like, come on, man. You did that shit? Yeah, and I got noise complained multiple times a year. And then when the cops came and said, please, shut the fuck up, we went, this is bullshit, man. And then when we woke up in the morning, we were like, oh yeah, actually that makes perfect sense. I could completely understand why. In their defense, we were being quite loud. Maybe our judgment was somewhat clouded by some beverages that have been imbibed. Come on, man. They're young and enjoying their youth. I forgot, you can't enjoy... the only part of being young that's fun is being, loud as hell when people are trying to sleep. You couldn't possibly, have fun without cranking the subwoofer to 11 in, a shared living space and, keeping the party going all night insanely loudly. You couldn't just, quietly have some conversations with one another until 6 a.m. It's only, you don't even have to lie. It's always a good time. Oh. I've been on both sides of the noise complaint argument. I've been noise complained in university, Deserved it every single time. No question about it. That being said, will I noise complain other people? Yeah, within reason. Like if it's 10:01 and they're like, it's audible, I'm not like knock it off. If it's like 3 in the morning, and the thing is, it gets louder too as people get drunker, which is the most annoying part. You think that like it'll be peak drunkenness and then over time they'll be like shh, but actually they turn the music up and then they're like, I don't know why we're listening to the music so loud when we actually wanted to come here to have a conversation. So then they're shouting and then somebody's like, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to listen to the song, and they crank the music and they're like, I need to keep talking over the din, and then it's like a positive feedback loop that never ends, man. Stun locked at 3. Yeah, what about my baby, like trying to enjoy her youth by actually getting a good night's sleep? Oh, I guess like youth only matters when you're like between the ages of 17 and 21. If you're under the age of 12, fuck you. You shouldn't be allowed on an airplane, dummy. Am I the asshole for losing a friend over the use of their full name for a formal wedding invitation? Of the 3, I gotta go with the college fund, man. Do that one? Okay, fine. I wanna look at it first, just to make sure, okay? Oh my God, it's so long. I can't even like summarize it with my eyes. Edit for info. Edit because people keep asking. Edit for more info. Edit for the best man thing. Update. Update to what the fuck? This just sucks. This one is not good. It's not even like controversial. It's just bad. How about this one? Am I the asshole for taking $3 from my little sister's room to tip the pizza guy after dad accidentally didn't tip online? I notice my sis usually has cash sitting in her room because she's a cart prepper for a hotel and gets tips. She's had it sitting out before, but she knows I'd never steal from her. Well, my dad and I were frantically searching for cash around the house because he accidentally hit cash and not online tip. I texted her if I could grab a few bucks for him because it's so crappy to not tip somebody. She didn't respond. I didn't see any at first, but there was a wipes container partially popped open that had some money in it. I took $3 and let her know right away that I'd pay her back. She woke up from her friends this morning and is going ballistic, saying no one was supposed to find that money. And I said, I understand. Absolutely, go ahead and hide it elsewhere. I won't do it again. I didn't want to, but I felt the situation called for it. Since he was going to be there soon, closest place to get cash back was 20 minutes away. She said she no longer trusts me. I crossed the line, and I'm starting to feel like I did a very bad thing. To put it into perspective, we were both living there in our early 20s while she's school, and because I just left an abusive relationship, I didn't think she would get that mad, honestly. Can I tell you? Not the asshole. I'm stunned that this is 62% you're the asshole here. Like, this, look, I know how this comes across, okay? It's $3. Like, I get that the principle of it is she had money that she was storing and she was hiding it. She didn't want anybody to know that it was there. That, we can argue the philosophy of that all you want, but like, it was found. So, like, she can be upset that the money was found, but it is $3. And I would do this, I think. If somehow, I mean, I'm just going to tell you straight out, this would never happen to me because before I submit any form online, I look over it like, 20 times. Regardless, okay? If, let's say Kate was away, I ordered a pizza, accidentally hit cash, 100% I would I would go through the drawers. If I found a 20, I would pay for the pizza. And then I would, I mean, I wouldn't be like, gotcha. I would be like, hey, just so you know, I took a 20 to pay the pizza guy, and I'll give it back to you like literally whenever. Would you steal money from your baby? I'm telling you straight up, let's assume I had like a 10-year-old child. If my child was asleep and they had the only cash in the house with which to tip the pizza delivery person, I would absolutely steal the money from my child. There's no question. And because it's like a steal to fulfill this transaction. And then when they wake up, you go, hey, just so you know, I took like the $10 you had on your dresser to pay for dinner, but I'll give it back to you like today. Absolutely. Saving this to send to your daughter in 10 years? If I raise her right, I think she would agree with me. But if they're a 10-year-old kid, what are they going to do? They're not going to get in the car and drive to the candy store. I'm in complete control of when they have the capacity to spend the money. I get that you can't just like logician your way out of every argument, but I'd be like, yeah, I borrowed. Look, yes, I took your money. What are you going to do with it? You gonna scan it and then buy V-Bucks? I don't think so. It's cash, dummy. Is 2031? Where are you going to spend cash? You're going to go walk to I don't even know, to the mall? I don't even know what 10-year-olds buy, honestly. You going to cry, little Goblin Jr.? I'm just saying, it's part of the social contract of a family. If you stole the money, never told her, and then when she found it, like that you denied it or something, that makes you an asshole, even if it's $3. If an unforeseen situation came up where you needed the money, it's $3, which is like, look, I'm oversimplifying. But if you're like, I need $1,000 to pay for my car repair, and you take somebody's $1,000 and don't have the means to pay it back, that's a different story than $3. Is $3. We need Reddit's opinion. It is stunning that this is 62%. You're the asshole. Mr. Moneybags over here. That's not even a tier 1 subscription, man. Update. I gave her $5 and she forgave me. I learned a lot from the critique. I wasn't ever trying to double down on what I did. You did borrow $3. It's not that big of a deal. I genuinely wanted to understand her anger, and now I do. I was wrong. Shut up! The internet! What have you done to this young adult here? You got them, they're gonna carry this guilt for the rest of their life. First off, you gave her like a 60% return on the loan in, 2 days? It's the most incredible investment that's ever existed in business history. And now you got them tricked into thinking they're like a total asshole. That's insanity, man. You're both in your early 20s. Your little sister's in her... Oh, for some reason, Reddit can't be reached. Retry? Oh. Just kidding. You went through your sister's stuff without permission to take money to tip for a meal your sister did not eat. Wasn't even on the premises when it was ordered or delivered, and you're wondering if you might be the A? Yes, absolutely, you're the A on every front. Making your sister financially responsible for not her meal, knowing you should get permission but not waiting until you hear back from her, prioritizing a $3 tip over her privacy, the list goes on. I won't regale you with all the other stuff that reflects poorly on you. Instead, I'll just say the list goes on, and then who knows? There could be 1,000 things on this list. There could be 0 more. We'll just split the difference. Hey, pizza guy, can you just wait? I'm just waiting for a text from my sister to see if I can go take the $3 that I found in her room. You're cool to hang out here for a literally indeterminate length of time, right? Could be 10 seconds, could be 24 hours. And hear me out here. when the text comes back, if everything's A-okay, you get a juicy $3 right in your pocket, man. That's crazy. Just if look, you wouldn't want me to. It's so much of this. Okay, sorry. You know, she should have texted back faster. Hey, take the $3, but save me a slice. You're the asshole. Regardless of the amount, it was her money. I, too, judge every situation exclusively by the principles instead of the reality of the situation. Even if it was a single penny, you are an asshole for taking your sister's money. Even if you needed 1 penny to pay for medicine that you needed urgently to survive, it's her money. You should simply maintain the moral high ground while dying. Your dad should have been able to call and have a tip added. No response does not equal permission. You're the asshole. Okay, this is actually true. I still don't think it makes you the asshole. I'm also going to go ahead and say that given the choice of taking an unvetted $3 loan temporarily or trying to phone in a tip to the pizza place, I would take the $3 because it's just so much easier. And to me, it seems like the odds of the situation ever coming to blows like this is so low. You could have very quickly driven to as soon as he made the online order, you could have driven to the pizza place, given your plight to them, added a tip, 100% by the way, or 0, because tips, I forget where Reddit falls on tips. Let me fix it for you. Am I the a-hole for snooping through my sister's stuff to get her hidden stash of money? Yes. Okay, I mean, look, for snooping, yes. It depends, okay? If there was a wipes container that was open and you spotted it, no problem. If there was, if you had to find it under her bed or something, I do think it makes you kind of an asshole. But I think it's a removal of context. Soft, you're the asshole. I'm guessing you also entered her room without permission too. Can I just say, like, fuck off? That's too much, okay? But, like, you're, like, in your 20s. Is your family... You entered my room without my permission? Like, just... It's just so minor. You're the asshole. You had no respect for your sister. If I was her, I would get a lock for the bedroom door. I'm sorry, you told her to go ahead and hide her money elsewhere when you snooped around about it for the first time? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. This is like a 40 question mark sequence here. You're the asshole, not you trying to wash your hands of this capital offense that you've committed. If I were you, I would probably, you're on notice, sir. The police are looking for you. Not you trying to absolve yourself of this terrible grievance that you've created for your totally... Because you wanted a widow pizza. You're the asshole. You didn't get a response. That didn't give you free rein to just go steal money from her. Even if there was the intent to repay it. And even if it's $3, which I think we need to continue to restate is probably about the cost of the smallest cup of coffee that you can get at Dunkin' Donuts. I'm just making sure we're all anchored on this. You know, like in the court system, there is, petty theft, grand larceny, armed robbery. Like based on the severity of what the crime is, you're treated differently. Like for $3, I guess they're not talking about taking it to court to begin with, but they would probably be like, stop wasting my time. I'm just wondering if there's an amount of money, like if people made this post about a quarter, would people still be going, you're an asshole with 10 question marks at the end? It's not about the money? Or would they, at that point, would they be like, it's just a quarter? I think there is an amount of money where people would be like, okay, you shouldn't have even made that post. For a nickel, really? You're making the post? I guess $3 is above the threshold. Oh, here we go. Grundle Stiltskin. Everyone in this thread is freaking out calling you an asshole. LOL, it was only $3. You tried to ask her if it was okay. Then when you did take it, you told her up front and said you'd pay her back. The only thing I'd have done differently here is I would have gone and gotten the money to pay her back right away. Also, maybe she should have said you were looking around for any loose cash or change in the house and saw the open container. That's why you texted her. Honestly, seems like there's underlying issues in the relationship. I have a good relationship with my family, and if they needed to take $3 from a stash in my room and paid me back, I wouldn't take it all. Congratulations. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th top comment. It only took us 9 higher upvoted comments to find the first sane and normal human being on Reddit. 399 upvotes. You breached her privacy, prioritized the $3 tip over her well-being. The list goes on. 38 upvotes. It's just $3. Look, dude, I'm learning so much. I feel like many people on this subreddit have never had a relationship with other people. Everything is black or white. They have no concept of nuance. Like, yeah, by the dictionary definition, the OP did steal, but given the context, is it really worth freaking out about? I mean, it's $3. Oh, man. You're the asshole. It's not really about the fact that it's $3. But in so many ways, is that not a detail that's germane to the situation? If it's not about the fact that it's $3, hypothetically, if you stole $1,000 from her, you would be reacting with the exact same magnitude. If he stole $1,000, would you be writing the comment saying it's not about the $1,000? Or would you be saying you should be in prison? It's literally about the $3. On the occasion, it would have been better overall to not tip the driver. Source, not the driver. It's so good. People are so dramatic, not the asshole. I'm the sibling who always has cash in my room. Sometimes if my mom's in a tight spot where she needs cash, she'll take some and let me know. It's not a big deal. You tried to ask permission, but we're short on time. You let her know right away, told her you pay it back. I don't see how you betrayed her trust when she was informed as it was happening. I know some families are less close than others, but to be in your 20s living with your family and throwing a fit because they borrowed $3... You're the asshole. The amount doesn't matter. I love comment deleted by a user. It wouldn't be different whatsoever. OP still stole the money. You're the asshole. Doesn't matter what your motives were. Again, not everything has to be similar to the court system. It does. So what matters? Okay, the money doesn't matter at all. Okay, the amount that's stolen has absolutely no relevance. $1 million, $3. Who cares? Also, it doesn't matter what you were doing with it. If you were doing it for pizza, that's one thing. If you were doing it for life-saving medicine, that's one thing. If you were doing it to buy V-Bucks, that's one. It's all the same. No one should ever steal money. Didn't your parents teach you anything? I live my life by a code. You ever hear that only a Sith deals in absolutes? You're the asshole. You stole from her and are surprised she doesn't trust you anymore? It's $3. And he gave her $5 back. I'll say not the asshole because in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a big deal. In fact, it would be hard to find something that's a smaller deal. Everyone needs to chill. I definitely think that's fair. On the other hand, you're the asshole. It now makes sense why she hides her money. Sure, you did the right thing by texting to ask if you could borrow cash. The fact that you got no response would mean no. So you violated her privacy and stole from her. If it was so important to tip the pizza guy, why didn't you phone her? You have broken the law. Am I the only one thinking not the asshole? No, but we're a dying breed, apparently. Everyone else is part of the context collapse. You're the asshole? You're the asshole. Your sister needs to put her money someplace else so you don't go in there and taking it. She knows I'd never steal from her. Now she knows for a fact that you would. You're the asshole. I'm losing my mind. You're the asshole. You technically stole. I get not tipping is bad, but it's not worse than stealing. Even if you intended to pay her back, you still stole, and you didn't have permission to touch it. Are you telling me you didn't have some change in your own room, even if it was in coins, to make the tip yourself? Your dad also didn't? No Cash App or anything you could have handled it with? You're telling me that you thought you had a close enough relationship with your sister because you've grown up together for 20 years that you could borrow the sum of a small cup of coffee from her, pay her back before she even returned home, and have her not get upset about it? Are you fucking stupid? You touched her piece of paper that symbolizes that she can give this to a person at a store, and in return she can get an 8-ounce cup of brown liquid. Even if you give her the $3 back, it's not the same $3. You must be brain dead. They're distinct pieces of paper. It's not about the money. It's not about what you were going to do with it. It has absolutely nothing to do with any of those things that clearly make this apparent to any normal person that this is not a big deal. What it is instead is a very black and white issue. Are you pro grand larceny? Or are you a moral person? Personally, as a Redditor, I see myself as a moral person. I would never steal anything. Except every Hollywood movie and television program that's ever come out. But that's different. That's different. Stealing, quotation marks, my mistake. If it were me, I'd like to think I'd be annoyed, but understanding if I got paid back. Since I used to work as a server, I understand people survive on their tips. That being said, I get not tipping is bad, but it's not worse than stealing. Especially when you completely collapse the nuance of the situation. I get that not tipping is bad, but it's not worse than stealing $3 from your sister and then paying her back in a day. Anyway, I understand why your sister's angry. Source, dude, just trust me. Anyway, that's React Court.